Hi, my name is Carolyn, and this is my story. At the age of 11, my mom and my father divorced. In essence, that left me empty. I was shattered by that, and I was hurt. So in my quest of looking for love, I find a young man and who I turn to. Because of the threat of him leaving me as well, I gave myself to him. And in giving myself to him, I had my firstborn at the age of 13. After that, the following year, I had another child. Then the year following, I had a third child. Then the year following that, I had a fourth child. In essence, I ended up dropping out of high school. I was ridiculed. I was told that I was never going to amount to anything, that I would be entrapped in a welfare system. To add insult to injury, I was told that I was dumb. So, from that experience, what I did, I used to reflect on my life and everything that had transpired in my adolescent years. And what I came to realize, I had to build up a wall that would not allow anyone or anything to ever come and hurt me again, because I was a victim of my past and trapped in that past that I would not give no one or no thing a chance. And what I had to realize in that experience is that things happen in life, but it's not what happened to you that dictate where you're going to go in your future. What dictates where you're going to go is the actions that you take towards making a better life for yourself. And for years, I was dependent on the boyfriend. Instead of finding me a job and, being independent, here it was, I was dependent on this young man. So the trials and tribulations that came along with that is the fact that I was being controlled. And I felt, I became a prey of becoming an abused and battered woman. And after reflecting on my life and where I wanted to go, I know I wanted much, much more. I like nice things. I knew I always had a brain. It's the path that I chose to take that led me to that point of my life. But what I've come to realize is that instead of making myself a victim, I made myself become a victor. And I became more in tune with where it is that I actually wanted to go. So it was not until I changed my way of thinking and realizing that I needed to fill that empty space that was missing, that part of my life that needed to be filled. It was not until that particular point in my life that I was able to transform into this person that I have become today. I was trapped in my past, and that carried over all these years of my life. I'm walking around feeling sorry for myself, making the wrong choices, getting in the wrong relationships, all because of a perception, of a thought that I need to be loved. And why? The love starts within me. If I don't love me, then who else is going to love me? So I had to start changing my way of thinking. And it was not until a friend of mine had a conversation with me and told me I have so much love to give and I have so much to receive. And after having that conversation, and the same friend said to me that I must speak life, speak positive. And I started reflecting and started thinking, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because if I don't speak positiveness into my own life, where am I going to go? Where am I? I'm going to wind up where? Nowhere. So I had to take responsibility for my actions and say, you know what, Carolyn? So what, you went through this era of your life. So what, you've dealt with being battered, being talked down to. That was not about to hinder me. So I love that time of my life, looking back now and reflecting. I actually love that part of my life because that part of my life was what made me the woman that I've become today. And that's a strong Black woman, a positive woman with compassion, with love to give and to receive. So I say to you that you're going through something. If you're going through something, being battered, you're being talked down to, don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as a stepping stone. Look at it as an opportunity to help someone else. Get yourself out of that situation, but yet don't harbor that in your heart because that can kill you. And I've had this wall up for years, and I refuse to let that wall down. Reason why? Because I was trapped in that same mindset from when I was 11 years old. But now I'm new and I'm a reformed woman. And I realize that my past doesn't dictate where I'm going in the future. And where I'm going is where, boy, you won't even begin to imagine. So I thank God for that experience and for the opportunity and that lesson learned. Because even though we go through trials and tribulations in life, everything is preparing us for a bigger platform in our life. And we don't realize it then because of all the hurt and all the pain. But don't allow the hurt and the pain to make you bitter and be a victim and trapped in that mental cycle of your past. But do something about it and set yourself free. And once you come to grip with that, then all is well. Ask yourself that question. What is it that keeps you in that relationship? And once you can answer that question, then you will know the next step that you need to take. Mine started when I was 11, when I allowed that thought to enter my mind that I was missing love. And I reached to the wrong person. I reached out in the wrong places for that love to fill me. So I had to ask myself, why am I in this situation? Then once I was able to answer that question, then I was able to be free and to become independent and not be a victim of my past any longer. So in all of this, what I've learned from my past is to take responsibility for my own actions, because I can't control someone else's action, but I can do something constructive for myself to pull myself out of that situation and put myself in a positive place, which I have done thus far. So in doing so, what I've decided to do is I went back to the very same place that served as a safe haven for me, which is Safe Space. And I volunteer my time there, helping other women in similar situations. And recently I started my own endeavor with the start of my new organization, which is called Safe Outlet Incorporated. It's a multicultural, faith-based transitional domiciles for a victim of domestic abuse.